Greetings, MelVee family. What a blessing it is to come to you at this moment. I have a special God story to share with you, a testimony from a young man who has decided to serve the Lord using multimedia. And after 3 years of studying, as he finishes his course, he decided to come and do some internship with MelVee. And what a humbling experience that someone could actually look at us and see us as a place where they can come and learn about media. You see, Jesus said, go and make disciples and teach them whatever I have taught you. And the disciples said, I think it was John, what we have seen, what we have heard, that we share with you. So I thought, what a blessing it is that what God has shown me, what God has taught me, I can impart that to someone else. And this is a testimony that's really close to my heart. He's not the first one. I think we did a few more before. But I want you to take this moment to listen to his story, how God found him, how he called him. And he explains his journey to this very moment. And here are some of the great plans that he has for the future. So as you listen to this story, may it inspire you to also stand up, take your position, and let's take the gospel to the end of the world. God bless you as you watch.
Hey guys, I'm Methembe Benedict Khumalo, and I'm happy to be here on my journey with God. And I'll be just sharing a brief testimony on how God has led me in my life. And to start off, just share who I am. I'm the firstborn of 3 children, one mother, one father. And we were just an average Adventist family. Nominal Adventist, would pray sometimes when some issues arose. But that was my background in Adventism. And would attend church every Sabbath, but I never understood the value of church. So it was just something I did as custom, just like many other Adventist children. But as life went on, I seemed to have this interest in the Bible. For my friends whom I stayed with in the complex, or even at school, they knew that this brother, every Sabbath, he's going to church rather. And as I would do that, I would then start inviting them to church with me. I invited quite a number. In the complex, I recall 4 of my friends, and one of them even became an Adventist because of those interactions. However, like any other teenager, other child, in my life I would be drawn to the famous things that teenagers like, relationships, music that is worldly, certain kinds of food and all. But God always had a plan for me. So through my engagement with my mother, who was a key feature in my life, she gave me the book Messages to Young People by Ellen G. White. And she said, read this book. And I said, no, this book is too big. I'm not going to read it. So I didn't read the book for quite some time. But, seeing the book on the counter every now and then, I was led to finally read the book. And so I read the book, and it did an amazing work in my life. And as I read, I would see the powerful quotations, the powerful principles that were in there, and soon I would be transformed. But while I was reading that book, my mamncane, or rather my mom's little sister, then came from Zim to SA. And she had this zeal for the Lord. I didn't understand where it was from, because she was about in her early 20s. And I just wanted that fire that she had. So I asked God to give me that same spirit. And I didn't have it then, but as time went on, God was doing something in my life. And I wanted a career in accounting, so I went through my high school years, went on. I wanted to have money, so did my accounting. And one thing I remember is, before I went to university, I preached a sermon at my local church. And after I had preached that sermon, I met a lady whom I do not know till today. And after I had preached, she said to me, young man, you are blessed. Would you please come and preach at our church? I didn't know who she was. And unfortunately, the following week I was leaving. So I said, I can't preach at your church. I'm sorry about that. But now when I connect the dots, I see why God had given me that lady to come into my life and say that. And I went on to university and I made a promise to God, since my preaching was apparently good. I said, Lord, when I finish and I get enough money, I'm going to come and I will work for you. And God had another plan. I got to the University of Cape Town, and there I started my studies. First year I did well, even became a member of the Golden Key Society. Then in my second year, COVID hit. And when COVID hit, things changed. I had to study from home. My interest in my academics died. And so since I was not interested in my academics, the inevitable was soon to come. When I got to my third year, I was not spending time in my books. I would go through a devotion in the morning, my own personal devotion, then record a devotion which I was sending out as a devotional. And then after that, I would go on campus and meet up with my friends, 3 other friends, and would have a devotion. And after that, we'd then have another devotion with the rest of the Stazimites. Then we'd go study. Then after that, after lunch, I would go on and go have another devotion alone. Then in the evening, I would have another devotion. That was my day. And I would spend about 6 or 7 hours reading the Bible, devoting, discussing the Bible. And my academics started to lag behind. And as that was happening, my academics were horrible. But I was invited to a mission camp by Pure Light Missions at the end of 2021. It was an invite sent to everyone. And when I discovered that Pure Light Missions was running it, and my mom had told me about this Pure Light Missions, I then went on to attend this mission camp. And while I was there, I then discovered that this was what I'd been looking for most of my life. Actually, one of my friends came to me, won't mention her by name. She came to me and she said, Methembe, is this not what we've been looking for? And I said, wait, yes, this is what we've been looking for. And when I found that, I then made the decision to let go of school and take on this calling that God had given me in missionary training. So I went on to do my missionary training with Pure Light. It was not an easy step to take because I had to tell my parents, of which my mom understood and my dad, I don't think he understood till today. However, God had called me and I couldn't resist the call. So I went on to start my missionary training. And I've been training with Pure Light for 3 years now, and this is my final year. And I must say it has been quite an experience. So being in my third year, discovered that I need to know what to do after Pure Light. And I'd been asked last year, what are your ideas? What are you going to do after Pure Light? And I didn't know what God was calling me to. But the more I engaged with people, they said, hey man, you should work in the media space. You can do audiobooks. You can be in radio. You can be a televangelist. And I said, all right. Not sure if that's what God wants me to do. But the more it was said, the more the impressions came from the Lord. I then decided, okay, I have to work in media. So I spoke with my friend, Zwelisha Zulu, and I told him the burden that was burning within me. And he said, all right, you can. He said he had the same desire to have something in media, seeing that the gospel has to be spread through this channel. And so we went on, beginning of this year, to open a YouTube channel like any zealous media people. But we're not trained. We didn't know what to do. We just want to be in media, but we don't know what to do about it. So for internship at Pure Light, we have internship twice a year, in June and in December. So I decided for my June internship, I would have to do something that is in line with the calling that God has given me. So I thought, where can I go? And I thought of many places. And while speaking with my friend, I told him, I would like to go to MelVee. And out of that discussion, he tells me, oh, I have the elder's number. You have the elder's number? He says, yeah, I'm going to send him a message. You're going to, okay, it's happening. So he takes his phone, he sends a message. And he tells Elder Melusi what I want to accomplish. And Elder Melusi then responds and tells him, we haven't done this in a while, but we'll be willing to take Methembe in. And so he then sends me the number. I receive the number. Like, okay, I have to speak to Elder Melusi. I send a message to Elder Melusi, and it doesn't reply. And yeah, I was worried now. And so we wait some days, and my friend then sends a voice note letting the elder know that we are trying to get a hold of you, but we can't. Please do reply. And the elder then called. He then called me and told me, sorry, I've been busy. And he told me he would be willing to take me through, and he asked me what I wanted to learn, and I let him know. And this is how I end up in front of this camera at MelVee Broadcasting Network. And it's been quite an experience. I've learned a lot about media, which I didn't know. The importance of audio, the importance of light, the importance of the right equipment. And not only did I learn from their studio, he took me to places like Lemon Jack. He took me to the SID Media studio, and it's been amazing. And it was quite a practical experience that I had. They showed me the particulars of media. And he's been a very hospitable individual, his wife, the food, it's been just amazing. And I'm grateful for the experience I've had with MelVee. And I'm seeing how I can then incorporate all that I've learned within our ministry, Faith Explored. In this final week with Elder Melusi, we've gone through things such as LED lighting, ND filters, shutters, the iris, and all these other aspects. And it's been amazing. And I also managed to fix my social media platforms. He helped me develop them. The structure is now more professional. As you look at them, you can tell that, okay, there's a touch of professionalism here. And we also went through devotions. When I got here, he said, okay, you can start on your devotionals. And so we've been sharing devotionals over the past weeks. And you can go to our YouTube channel at Faith Explored, and you can view them for yourself, and you'll see these devotions on the principles for the kingdom. It's been quite an experience here, and I'm grateful to God for having granted me this opportunity. I'm looking forward to applying all these things I've learned in media, and can't wait to finish with Pure Light and get hands-on with the gospel. And may God help MelVee as it continues, Faith Explored as it continues, and you as you also do your part in sharing the gospel with the whole world. Thank you so much for listening to my testimony.
There you have it, my friends. What a story. What a journey. What a moment it was. I hope you had goosebumps as you listened to this story. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Please leave a comment below. We've also added the description to Faith Explored on our description below. So I would highly encourage you to go and watch and follow the work that these young people are doing. They are the leaders of tomorrow. They told me when we were going through training that they want to be twice as much what MelVee is, or to become even what MelVee is. But I said, no, aim higher. I want you to be on the higher platform. So God bless you for taking time to watch. Remember also to like this channel, to comment, and to share this story with someone else out there. God bless you, my friends, and I'm out of here.